I am Gru. We are going to steal the moon. Hello, everybody. It's me, Gru, and the minions. Hello, everybody. All right, thanks, guys.
Bye. See you. Bye, Gru.
Bye, guys. They want me to do the show with the nose on the whole time. I don't think I can because it's rubbing on my lips. How is everybody? That was great. That was great. It's so funny. That was really fun. Hello, everybody. I am Jim Hacking, a.k.a. Gru. I'll be here for... Oh, there's a ghost. Oh, wait, I didn't get the ghost on. Ghost, come back. Come back, ghost. I'll put the ghost on screen. Come on. We have a ghost. All right, so we have a ghost. We have Gru. You guys might remember last year I was Elvis. This year I'm Gru. So that's the whole crew. We had fun dressing up as the minions. All right, here is our little ghost. Let's see here. There she
Hi,
is.
everyone.
Oh, it's sort of out of focus. What does your sign say?
Oh, it says UCIS time frame.
Ghosting you. Yes.
Yes.
Awesome, Julie. Thank you. All right. So let me go ahead and take off all this stuff, and then we'll be able to start the show. How's everybody doing? It's not yet Halloween. Halloween's coming up, but I'll be here for the next hour to answer your hour and a half to answer your immigration law related questions. That was fun. Let me. Hey, Huli, can you Slack Sam or Amra and ask them to come turn down the volume? I was practicing my Gru over there, and it's still on. So if you could ask them to come turn that off, I'd appreciate it. Nurse Laura said, I thought Huli sign said the ghost of American democracy. Yeah, exactly. We're having fun over here at Hacking Immigration Law. Huli tells me that people have been a little bit reluctant to come on to the show with me. That's the first time that's happened in a really long time. So if you want to ask me a question, this is like the best time to do it. We don't have a ton of people in the waiting room, in the green room, waiting to talk to me. So if you have a question for me, today's the day to do it. I'm going to get the show started with B. Hello, B.
Hey, hi, Jim.
How are you? Good.
How you doing today? I seen your costume, and it just took almost every question out of my mind. I was dying laughing over here.
Sorry about that. Sorry to distract you.
So, pretty much my question is, so I have a friend. He pretty much is using your firm actually. So he filed for a marriage-based green card, and at the time before filing, he consulted with the lawyers at the time, and due to his wife's past record and stuff, but looking at it at the time, everything was good. But recently, we received a notice of is it Noid or something, saying they needed more evidence or intent to deny the case and stuff like that. So I reached out with the talking. From what he told me, the talking, and the lawyers say, yeah, they need to put in more evidence, or they need to send in those requests and everything. So again, they said it's not really guaranteed that, because they don't know the decision the USCI is going to make.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know. My question was, I didn't know if it's something that you could kind of take a look at, or give me a possible advice on it, or if you've seen any situations like that in the past.
This is not a case that we're handling currently.
No, they're working with an attorney.
A different attorney.
No, they're working with one of your attorneys.
Well, then you should tell them to have the attorney that they're working with at my firm send it to me, and I'll look it over and I'll talk to the other attorney about it. But I can't talk about an active case that we're handling on the air.
Okay, sure. That's what I told them. I didn't know. I just told them I would ask.
Yeah, just ask them. If you're asking, Jim, can you take a look at this for my friend? I'd be happy to do it if our firm's handling it.
Sure, that's pretty much what they wanted me to say, yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, just tell them.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Bye, B. Thank you, Omra. All right, let's go to Sam. Hello, Sam.
Hey, Jim. Thank you for doing this.
Sure.
I wanted to ask, like, I was one of the serious student I have applied for my OPT EAD. It's been almost like on 13th, gonna be 6 months. That's the max, I think, a timeline for USCIS to give a result. In the between, I got an RFE. It's and I have submitted an RFE more than a month, so there is no result on my case. So what could I do? Like,
So you've been waiting for 6 months for your OPT EAD?
it's almost gonna be 6 months, like on 13th of November, when I it's already I've submitted and I got an RFE,
What was
and
the
it's more
RFE?
RFE is for I have an arrest, so they were asking for a court disposition, and that I have submitted them
How long ago did you submit it?
more than a month.
Where do you live?
Chicago.
Why don't you email me the RFE response and your contact information? I might be able to help you get it moving without suing them if you email me.
Okay, so I have to mail like what they have asked in the RFE, and what I have submitted. That
That's right.
okay on the same mail is coming below something.
Correct. Info at hackingimmigrationlaw.com. That's right.
That sounds good. Thank you very much, Jim.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Kevin's asking why am I all dressed up? I was dressed up as Gru. I had on my skin hat and my nose, but I'm not wearing it the whole show. So, Dio Strong, hello.
Hello, Sir Jim.
How are you doing?
I got give me a second. Um, Remember, sir, when I was in your show, and then I told you about my coming interview that I didn't disclose
You're breaking up a little bit. All right. Dio Strong's having some audio problems. Let's go to Peter. Hello, Peter. Peter, hello.
Hey, how's it going, Jim? Good to meet you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm here.
Go ahead.
Okay, I have a question for you. So it's a quick one.
Go ahead.
So my question is, I was born in 1977. My father went to, I was born in Poland. My father went to the U.S. in '84. I came in '89 at 12 years old. Now, my question is, I was deported in 2010 at the age of 27. I think I've been fighting my case the wrong way, and the reason is because we've been trying to get my aggravated felonies away. But I think I might have been a citizen in the first place.
Okay. So, why do you think you're a citizen?
Uh, the the reason I think that is because my father naturalized and became a U.S. citizen when I was 12 years old.
Okay. Did you go back and look at the rules as they existed back then?
So,
I can't handle the delays. Rick, hello.
Hello. Can
How
you
are
hear
you?
me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. I have few questions regarding RFE I got. I already had it. My case is a marriage base. I already had the interview a week ago, and I got an RFE. So in the RFE, they're asking for the jobs I worked, my past application forms, tax transcripts, and W-2s. Um,
Uh, why do you think they're doing that?
um, I think it's because they just want to show the evidence of my taxes that I paid and all that.
Nope, that's not why. It's
Well,
a very unusual request. I've never really heard of them asking for you're talking about the beneficiaries' taxes?
yeah, I'm the beneficiary. So, um, in that RFE, it also asked for my co-sponsors, my co-sponsors W2 2024. Along with that, they asked for the past job applications, copies of them, any I-9s I've filled out, and my W2s and tax transcripts.
So they think you have a false claim to U.S. citizenship. Have you been in the United States for a long time?
For 3 years, but I've never claimed to be a U.S. citizen. That's the thing.
But that's what they're trying to find out.
And another thing, so I filled out for I in total I worked 3 jobs. Uh, one of the jobs I filled out my I-9, and I didn't claim to be a U.S. citizen. I didn't tick U.S. citizen. Um, but here's the thing: in 2022, I worked for that job for literally 2 weeks. The 2 jobs out of the 3 is owned by one. It has one owner, and so I worked in 2022 for that job one, the first job, and then I filled out the I-9, and I worked for 2 weeks, and then I left, and then I go to the other job, start the other job, and then I came back a year later and worked that job, and then I'm just they can't find one of my jobs. They can't find the application form. All I have for it is a W4, and I got W2s for those, but they can't. But I didn't fill out the I-9. You know that the job application forms they can like do. They don't have to be I-9. Some of them they just use their own application form they give me, and I filled it out, but it wasn't the I-9. So I don't think it's about citizenship. I don't know.
It's 100% about false claims to citizenship. What country are you from?
Jamaica.
When did you come to the United States? 3 years ago?
Yes.
What kind of a visa did you have?
J1.
And how long were you supposed to be here? Was like work and travel?
Yes, it was. I was supposed to be here for 4 months.
And so they wanted to know about all your work after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they think you made a false claim to citizenship so you could work.
No, the thing is, I didn't. They just,
Okay.
I just found it strange. But what my question is, I want to, and I'm gonna answer the RFE. But what if some of my jobs they don't have the copy of my application form? Like one of my, I have the W4s and W2s and all that.
You probably need to get proof from the employer that they don't, like a letter on firm letterhead that says they don't have the I-9 for you. And they might not be willing to do that.
Okay. So yeah, I'm just confused because I didn't claim to false citizenship at first. At the interview in person, the officer just asked for my co-sponsors what you call it, W2 for 2024, and along with that I just saw more things they asked for. Past job application forms, tax transcripts, W2s and all that. I have no problem with the W2s and the tax transcripts. The application forms, they lost them. My other jobs, two of my other
Right.
jobs.
But you're not thinking correctly. The right way to think is they don't want to give you a green card. So they're trying to make it harder for you to get a green card. That's why they're doing this. They'd be happy if you didn't give them what they asked for, because then they have an easy way to deny you.
So, but if I can't physically give them the application form, so the letter would be right, would be fine. Letter from my employer.
I didn't say that was fine. I'm saying that might be all you can give them. I think your case might get denied.
How? Why would it get denied if?
Because they don't want to give you a green card because you're from Jamaica and you overstayed your visa. You didn't leave on time, and they're trying to kick out as many people as possible.
Yeah, but I've watched certain videos and I've read the laws, and they say it is forgiven after you overstay if I can prove to them that the marriage is legit, which is legit. I've known this person for a
let's say there's evil people who say, well, what's a new way? We don't have enough ways to deny people their green cards. Let's sit down and think up some other ones. Oh, I know. Let's start insisting that everyone go back and get every I-9 for any job they ever had. Oh, that's a great idea, Kevin. Thanks for thinking that up. Let's try that out on Rick first. So your mindset isn't right. In your mind, you're like, oh, well, if I do my best, they're going to approve my case. But their mindset is, how do we fuck Rick? That's what their mindset is. How do we keep Rick from getting what he wants, a green card?
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, um, here's another thing. I gotta say is, so one of my jobs, I worked uh for a guy. He paid me a personal check, and I took it to a what do you call it, a tax expert to get that sorted out, and as well. Um, I'm wondering if that's the reason why they want to have all the tax records and all. I don't know.
I told you the real reason why they want your records. Because they
So
don't want you a green card.
so is there not any way to solve it?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I don't know what's going to happen. I'm saying that you need to get them everything that they're asking for. And if you can't get what they're asking for, you need to explain why and then hope for the best.
Okay.
Good luck, Rick. All right, let's go to Mohan. Hello, Mohan.
Oh, hi, Jim. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Oh, how are you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Oh, good, good. Thank you. So my question is, last 2 weeks I have attempted a silent interview in San Francisco office through Mandamus lawsuit. So interview took like 2 hour and 30 minutes,
Okay.
and then like an officer gave it to me the pickup notice. Yeah, you can pick up like after 2 weeks. Then today I supposed to go and pick up, but at the time my lawyer called me that my lawyer was informed uh, USCIC will mail the result like a decision. So another thing is I have been checking in lawful application till yesterday morning. It showed like a decision pending. But yesterday evening, it changed like application pending. So what does it mean?
It means that they're mailing you. It means they're mailing you the decision.
Oh, okay. So how long it will take time? But average.
Well, is this a mandamus lawsuit that my firm filed, or is it that somebody else filed?
It's not somebody else.
So I would tell them, hey, USCIS is saying that my decision's in the mail. Would you mind checking with the U.S. attorney if they got it? Because usually you get it faster through the lawsuit.
Oh, the a lawsuit I got first like an interview because I have been waiting for about like 6 years to get an interview. So I used the mandamus, writ of mandamus.
Right. Right. And you had a lawyer that filed that for you, right?
Oh, okay.
Right.
So oh yeah.
So
But he already filed to get an interview.
have that lawyer write an email to the lawyer that represents the defendant.
Oh, okay.
And ask them for a copy of the decision.
Oh, okay. So how should I have to wait or I have to send the email
Send it
now?
now.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yes.
Thanks, Mohan.
Thanks.
Pete, hello.
Hi, Jim. I'm sorry about that. I hope we have a better connection this time.
That's a lot better. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so I'll kind of shorten it because I kind of went off base there. So basically, my father naturalized as a citizen when I was 12 years old. I was in his legal custody at the time. This was in 1989, so it was before the Child Act. And I had a Social Security card, driver's license, job, married to a U.S. citizen kids. In 2010, I was convicted of aggravated felony. And I was deported. And what the immigration officer basically said to me was my dad didn't write me down on the paperwork to become a citizen. Now, I kind of left it at that for many, many years. And recently I've been researching everything. And I believe I was a citizen. Now, the only issue I have is at that time, both parents had to be citizens, but my mother was living back in the country I came from. She only came for about 6 months. And the state I lived in does not, at the time, did not have a law what legal separation meant. And I know federal law, if federal law doesn't have legal separation statute, so they go off state law. And so there isn't any case law on this. But somebody told me the other day just to file for a passport, and see. So do you think by any chance I was a citizen and they just made a mistake?
So, just to be clear, you did have a green card.
I did have a green card. I came in legally, and
How
I
could you
came
have-
in two.
How could you have a green card if your dad didn't list you on forms? I don't understand.
Yeah, see, we don't, because I came about 2 years after my father did. My father came in 85 and he came in 84, and then I came in 86 with my mother. And I have the paperwork because I got the FOIA request where I came in as a legal resident, as a green card. So yeah, I'm kind of confused about the whole situation myself.
What were your aggravated felonies for?
It was terroristic threats and use of a weapon committed felony. So I don't think there's waivers, because we were going to get a green card from my daughter because she's over 21 to give me back. This was in 2010 also. Since then, I've never even had a speeding ticket pretty much. But we were going to do a green card, but I don't know if there's waivers for those kind of felonies.
No, they're not. So hold on a second. Looking at
All
my
right.
chart.
Yeah, both parents had to be citizens at that time.
So what year were you born?
I was born in 1977.
Okay, so you're going to be under the October 5th, 1978 to February 26, 2001. So this is what it says. Both parents must naturalize, or if only one parent naturalizes, the other parent must A, be a U.S. citizen at the time of the child's birth and remain a U.S. citizen. So that's not true. B, deceased. That's not true. Or, and this is what I think you were going for, the parents must be legally separated and the naturalizing parent must have legal custody. Did your dad have legal custody over you?
Yes, he did.
Declared by who?
Declared by the state that we were living in.
Okay, and were they legally separated?
That's the thing. They weren't legally separated. One was my father and me were living in the States, and my mother was living back in the other country that we came from. So that's the only issue we're having. But the problem with that is federal courts. So I've seen some cases go. So people do N600s, and I've seen some cases go to the Supreme Court. And the problem with the Supreme Court was the federal law doesn't have what's legal separation, so they go off the state law. And at the time, our state law did not have legal separation. So the reason people were losing these cases because they weren't filing the appeal after N600. They were just going to the Supreme Court. So the Supreme Court didn't want to hear the case. From what I've read.
Yep.
So I could be wrong. I mean, this, obviously you're the professional. I'm just a Google lawyer or Google lawyer. So, but this is kind of what I'm reading. So I'm wondering if it's worth, spending the money to hire an attorney to try to fight this and see if I fall under any of this.
Where were you living at the time that your dad naturalized?
With him in Omaha, Nebraska.
So that's the 8th Circuit. That's me in the 8th Circuit. Okay. So this is what it says. The case law governing what constitutes a legal separation is complicated, and courts differ both on what is required for a legal separation as well as how much weight to give to the law of the state or country with jurisdiction over the marriage. The 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 7th Circuits, as well as the Board of Immigration Appeals, all seem to require a judicial decree of limited or absolute divorce or separation. The 2nd, 9th, 3rd, and 9th Circuits have all held that other legal actions may suffice to show legal separation. Still, other circuits have explicitly declined to weigh in. That's the 11th Circuit and the 1st Circuit. So I would say that, number one, they're going to fight tooth and nail. They are not going to want to give you citizenship if you are an aggravated felon. So even though by operation of law you either are or are not a U.S. citizen, they're not going to want to give you your U.S. citizenship, right? So that's number one. Number two, for N600s, it's not like if I get 3 out of the 4 requirements, I win. You've got to nail down all 4. And if there was no legal document declaring your parents separated, I think 95% chance you lose.
Okay.
So I think that under the law, you're probably not a citizen by operation of the law.
Okay. All right. Perfect. That's all I need to hear. Thank you so much.
Bye, Pete. Bye. Boy's audio was a lot better that second time. My 751 is pending for 11 months now. Should I apply for citizenship? If everything's good with the marriage, I would say yes. Sarah, hello.
Hey, Jim.
Hi.
Hi, I'm gonna be straightforward. So my fiance is American, and we know each other for about a year, and we haven't met yet. So he's planning to come to my country this January, and we were like hoping to get married, but the issue is he's 19, and in my country the legal age of getting married for a man is 21. I'm 22, so I don't have any problem with my age. So because of that, we cannot really get we cannot legally get married in my country. And we both are Muslim, so we cannot live together either. So he'll be staying here with my family while he's here. And and he's a revert Muslim, by the way. So we're considering 3 things, but we want to apply for we prefer to do a spouse visa rather than the K1.
I like that idea. Yes.
So we were thinking if we do the Utah online marriage and do the religious ceremony here in my country.
Why can't you get legally married in your country? Man, I don't know. Everyone's audio is acting really weird today. Aaron, hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
Excellent.
All right. So I'm going through. I have to go through the removal of conditions next year. Expires. The 2-year green card expires in June. So I'm aware of the whole 90-day thing, like doing it 3 months beforehand. However, me and my wife filed for divorce around 2-3 months ago now, and we have a court date mid-November. I think it was November 13th to get the judge to sign that and stamp it and get the full divorce decree. But here's the thing. So I'm a whole aware of the whole filing on your own. She's going to help me out with it with her, signature on that affidavit of support. So that's good. And I spoke to one of your team about this yesterday as well, and they were happy to take on the case. But really, me and my wife we had a discussion about it, and we were. I mean, like I said, we're not fully divorced yet, so we were kind of going through the idea of doing it together and reconciling together and living together and all that stuff. But my question to you is that which way is the best way to do it? Jointly or with the waiver on my own?
So you're saying that you guys are having second thoughts about getting divorced?
Yeah.
Well, what do you think? Do you think the marriage is going to last or not?
Yeah, see, this is where it gets tricky. I think it would. And let's say hypothetically it didn't 6 months from now, right? Or a year from now.
Yeah.
She said she is willing to, help me out with it and, you know, stay married for the whole process.
So that's called immigration fraud, and we don't want any part of that. So
Okay.
there's no such thing as helping people out in immigration. It's helping people out equals immigration fraud. Huli,
Okay.
can you text that to me or Slack that to me, because that's a banger TikTok. Helping people out equals immigration fraud. So
Okay.
let's just play it straight. There's no reason to not play it straight. So
Yeah.
if you're saying that you talked to people at my firm yesterday and you
Mhm.
figured out that it's going to be harder to get this approved single versus married,
Mhm.
that's true. But if that's what's really happening, that's how we should play it. Now,
Okay.
if you're really having a difference, if you guys no longer want to get divorced and you want to go the marriage route, that is easier, but it's got to be real.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, that's why I said it's kind of a tricky one, because I'm kind of in like.
Yeah, and you can always switch. I mean, you can always switch midstream. We get a lot of
Oh,
people.
you can?
Yeah, it's not ideal, but you can.
Right. Okay. I didn't know that. Wasn't aware of that. But
I mean,
I know it's a really tricky doing it with the waiver. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say you have to pay. You have to pay. It starts the clock over again. You have to pay.
Yeah.
Again. So it's a hassle. But I would much rather you do that than you and she like cut a deal to have her
Yeah.
be still married. That's just bad for everybody.
Right. And then, I mean, to be fair, because this is going like on for a long time with me and her relationship wise, just speaking about the relationship for a minute and put the whole immigration thing aside, I haven't been on her lease for the last year. Right. The only thing we've shared together is joint banks. So like even if we were to do it jointly, we would have a little bit lack of evidence to show that.
Well, that's going to hurt. Even if you file it by yourself, that's going to hurt. So, I mean,
Right.
how long after you got your green card did you start having problems?
So I got my green card 2024. We started having problems later that year. So around Christmas time, 2025. Sorry, 2024. I'm trying to get my dates right. So I got it 2024, a year after. Yeah, we had problems late 2025. So for a whole year we were good, and the best part of this year, not so much.
So, that's a whole other can of worms. Were you married? Were you in status when you got married?
I was out of status on a visa waiver, and I got married.
Visa waiver.
Yes, got married after that expired, a month after that expired.
So you have problems because you were out of status when you got married. Trump people think that people that were out of status when they got married lied and got married. You have a short run marriage, and you started having problems and moved out and aren't on the lease pretty quickly after you got the 2-year green card. So
I was on we moved around apartments quite a bit. So when I originally submitted evidence for that first 2-year green card, I was on a lease.
Which is why
Sorry, go ahead.
it's why they gave you a 2-year green card, and why
Yeah.
they're going to be suspicious, because basically you cleaned up your status of being a visa overstay by marrying her, getting a green card, and now as soon as you got it, you're out. So this is a tough case.
Yeah, I mean, even though I was out like a year after I got it, you still think that?
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much like 99% sure I was going to do it on my own, going through the waiver anyway, because it's like I've got, so to speak, more control over that versus doing it with her.
Yes.
Let's say she changes her mind and all that stuff later down the road.
Yeah, and she can still help you, but just in a legal way, which is to say, yeah, we got married, we wanted to make it work, we were in love, and then it just didn't work. So
yeah, to which I've got evidence of.
Yeah.
Text messages and all that stuff. For the last year, like I said, I haven't been on a release, but the other stuff I've got, like joint phone bill, joint bank statements. That would be about it, to be fair.
So that ain't much, brother.
Pictures, photos, texts.
Tough case.
Yeah. So another question: is it possible to come out of it and get the 10-year?
Yeah, I mean, I believe, I don't know for sure, but I believe every 751 solo that this firm has ever filed has been approved. I believe.
Sorry, repeat that one more time.
Yeah. So what you're talking about, we call in our office 751 solos, because you're doing it by yourself. The waiver of the marriage requirement. I believe that everyone that we've ever filed has been approved. It just takes a lot of work and a lot of effort, and if she's willing to help, that's going to go a long way. But they're still probably going to come knock on her door at some point.
Oh, sure, yeah, and she knows that, and we've had that talk, and I know they're going to grill me in the interview as well, so I'm trying to get prepared for all that stuff. I know there's all administration shift right now, and it's I know it's not looking too well for pretty much anybody that's trying to get into the country, but that was kind of my fear.
I think this is a tough case either way, even if Trump's not here.
Okay, right, but it's still winnable.
Yeah, for sure.
As long as all the evidence is there.
Yeah, and we might need to, develop evidence by, interviewing her, interviewing you, all that good stuff.
All right, well, that's all I was looking for. Just a little bit of peace of mind on that. Thank you.
Bye, buddy. She said she wanted to help him out. Don't help him out by filing BS cases. Sarah is back.
Okay.
There.
Thank you. So, as I said, my fiance,
21, he's 19. And
yeah.
Okay, so can I just say a couple things?
Yeah, sure.
What embassy is going to conduct your interview?
Bangladesh.
Okay. So let's pretend, Sarah, that you have a brand new job, okay?
Yeah.
Your new job is that you got hired by the Trump administration to decide whether or not people get visas to the United States. Okay?
Yeah.
So you go to 6 months of training, and the officers tell you every day and twice on Sunday that everybody who's coming to see you is a liar. Everybody who comes just wants to get a green card to come to the United States. Everybody who comes is filing marriage cases that aren't very strong. And on your first day at work, you get Sarah's file, and you hear this story about a couple who met online, and the dude's a convert, and he comes over, and on his very first trip, when he first meets her for the very first time face to face in his entire life, they don't get married in Bangladesh. They get married in Utah with an online marriage, and they have all of 2 weeks of a history of being in the same place on planet Earth. Would you approve that case, or would you deny that case?
Probably deny, because it sounds suspicious.
Yeah, and to me, what I would say is, alhamdulillah, there's a rule in Bangladesh that you have to be 21 years to get married. So what I would say is, I'm going to use these next 2 years really well. I'm going to have him come visit once a year and develop a history with each other so that when he turns 21 and we can get married, we have a history of 3 visits, and we got married in Bangladesh under the law on the 3rd year.
But it's like we have to wait for another maybe 1 or 2 years to be together. It's like too long for us, and we actually like took our time to get to know each other. And
No,
like,
you didn't. No, you didn't. You've never met face to face. You've never met each other. You don't know each other at all.
Yeah, that's true. And we're also planning to take a marriage counseling thing before we get married. So, but
you just
what
said
if
you just said you would deny the case, and I would too.
Yeah, but we just don't want to date because like we want to follow the religious.
Did I say anything about dating? Did I say dating?
No, but
and you said he's coming to stay at your mom and dad's house, right?
Yeah.
So nothing haram's going to happen when he's staying at mom and dad's house, right?
Yeah, that's true. But like still talking with each other, it's not actually like we don't want to do that either before we get married. So.
Well, a Utah marriage isn't worth a lot, and a marriage on a first visit isn't worth a lot. So I understand that as a 19 and 21-year-old, you guys are impatient because that's how young people are. But the question is, do you want to win the case or not?
Yeah, we do want to. That's why like I'm here. Just want to speak with you.
So you should do what I say.
I have like another option. Like we were considering, like when he come here in January, like he stay with my family for like about a month, and then he go back to his country, or maybe we just both go to maybe Egypt or another country, and then we get married there, and we both go back to our country and apply for the spouse visa. What about that?
It's okay. It's better than the Utah route, but still, the biggest problem for me is getting married to someone after only being together for 2 or 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay, but he's also planning to stay here for like 1 year. Like he's planning to take a leave from his university. Like if we do that, like if we get married in a third country, he can actually stay here with me for about a year. Is that good?
That's a lot better. Yep.
Okay, so should he go for that option?
I'm not telling you to do that. I told you what option I would do. But if he has a chance to come live with you for a year, then what I would say, can he only stay in Bangladesh if you guys are married?
Yeah, it's like we will not live together, so he will live with my family, because it's kind of, we cannot like live together and if we are not married couple. It's kind of
Right. So what I'm trying to get is, let's say we go with that plan, right?
yeah.
Do you get married at the beginning of the year that he's there or the end of the year that he's there?
I mean, we will do which would be better for us. So
Okay.
yeah.
So that's towards the end.
Okay.
I
So
like that. Yeah, I like this a lot better. If he comes and lives with your family and stays there for 8 or 9 months, and then towards the end you guys get married, I like that a lot better, because you're going to have a long history together. It's going to demonstrate that the marriage is real, that it's not. I mean, what I would liken it, if he came for a week or two and you got married, that's like a drive-by wedding. That's like we barely know each other and we're just desperate to come to the United States.
yeah, that's
I
true.
like this a lot better.
But would that be an issue? Like if they ask us why did we get married in a third country, if we just tell them and be straightforward that we got married because we couldn't get married here, he was 19, would that be an issue? And also the age gap.
It's not an age. The age gap's no big deal. How long till he turns 21?
It's 2 years, like 2 year.
Well, it's gotta be less than 2 years if he's already 19.
He's just recently turned 19.
Oh man. Okay, so then I'm gonna say, with all due respect, sweetheart, go slow. Just let him turn 21. Just take your time. You guys got all the time in the world. You got 80 years to be together.
Yeah, but okay. But like we just want to be together as soon as possible, because he's also dealing with something, and he wants me to help him with it. So it would be better if we could live together. That's why like he is planning to stay here with me for about a year. Otherwise, like he wouldn't have done that.
What's he dealing with?
It's like something he wants support from me, like like mental support or something like that.
So I have 3 boys. They're 23, 21, and 20. And I have a daughter who's 16. So I feel for you very much, more as a father than as an immigration lawyer. And I really, all of this is telling me lots of things that make me worried. Like, why the sense of urgency? Why does he need mental health support from you? Why?
It's just like support from a partner, something like that, if that makes sense.
Okay. Well, I don't think I'm going to be able to convince you that what you're doing seems to me to be very problematic, but do what you want to do.
Okay. But just like last question, if we do that, would like, is there a higher chance that we would get denied, because it will make us like to wait for a longer time? That's what we don't want to do.
What are you worried about would lead to a denial?
Like if we get married in a third country, and if we just tell them we get married there because we couldn't get married here because he was 19.
I would say that that's probably the least of your problems.
I see. Okay. Thank you for your information and help.
You're welcome. Bye, Sarah. I love this. 22-year-old asking a question while an old man telling you the truth. That's so great. Oh, and someone, this generation doesn't listen to the elders. I'm an elder. Oh my God, I'm an elder now. I told you guys that Adela, who's been with me for 18 years, said to someone like 10 years ago, oh yeah, Jim, he's really old. He's in his 60s when I was in my 40s. Hey, I want to talk a little bit about mental health. And about the stress that many of us are under. Now, I would never, ever presume that me as a white dude in America in 2025 is experiencing stresses similar to immigrants. I never would suggest that. But for those of us who are in this fight and those of us who care about immigrants, we are all carrying a lot of stuff. A lot of sadness. I talked to my old coach today, and I haven't talked to my old coach in a while. His name's Marty, and he's great, and I missed him. And we were talking today, and man, I have a lot of sadness that's just right beneath the surface for everything that's going on, for all the people that I talk to. And we were talking about this show in particular, and I love doing this show. I love talking to all of you. And I love, hearing about your problems and your worries and your concerns. And I like talking about the immigration aspect of things. And I like talking about the emotional aspect of things. And I like giving elderly advice. I like giving advice to young people. I like helping people try to sort out their shit. You guys know we've had plenty of callers on here where we spend maybe 5% talking about immigration and 95% talking about life stuff. I like those calls a lot. And it does take a toll. It all takes a toll. And we got to remember to rest, to center ourselves, to take a walk, to breathe. Let's all breathe. There are some really, really bad people that are running things in the government right now. Some really bad people rooting them on. But there's also a lot of people who support what we're doing and who support us and support immigrants, right? So we need to remember all of that. And we need to understand that it's okay to not feel 100% all the time, right? I was talking to a lady today, her brother didn't follow Uncle Jim's advice, but his criminal defense attorney told him it was okay for him to go back to Vietnam, despite the fact that he has a shitload of arrests. A shitload. That's a legal term, a shitload of arrests. Some of which were very serious. He ended up, I didn't even know there was such a place. He ended up sitting in the O'Hare Airport Detention Center. Did you know that O'Hare has its own detention center? He's been there since Thursday. And he had a green card. He has a green card. And he left the United States and they detained him for a week. Lucky for him, they let him out. But what I was talking to Marty about was, and this actually helped me out a lot. He said, Jim, and of course, Marty's a Buddhist, and we talk about a lot of Buddhist principles. And one of them is that with life, there's suffering, right? With life there's suffering. And like me, in my role, I can try to ease people's suffering, but I can't ease everybody's suffering. I can't make things better for everybody. And all I can do is help our team, help as many people ease their suffering and get them their immigration benefits as much as we can. But we can't save everybody. We can't ease everybody's sadness and heartache. And what's happening right now is going to cause generations of sorrow. Families that are separated, people that have to grow up without a dad or a mom because Donald Trump got elected. So I want all of you to give yourself some grace. Grace is one of my favorite words. It's my mother's middle name, Grace. I think that it's a tough, tough time to be in America if you pay attention and if you're sad. Yeah, look at this. Xavier says, look at the Japanese community here and all the effects post World War II. That's right. So there are people who are going through a lot more than me, certainly, and a lot more than a lot of us. And we got to stick together, and we got to talk about it, and we got to be real. And for me, as someone who likes to think of himself, sometimes I slip into a savior mindset. Can't save everybody. And I told Marty that sometimes I feel like I'm standing on the top of this wall trying to help people get over or help people get onto the boat, and I'm yelling my head off, trying to get the world to see how wrong this is, but there's still people that you can't get into the boat. And it really makes it hard. Nestor said, this has been the hardest thing I've ever had to endure. Wow. Jay Parekh says, I have a family wedding coming up in January in my country, and I'm afraid to go. Corey says, do you think Americans are realizing they shouldn't have elected him? I think a lot are, but what scares me are the collaborators, the enablers, the people like Mike Johnson who just roll over for Donald Trump, right? Who just, the Supreme Court, these law firms that not only folded to the will of Donald Trump, but promised him $1 billion of free legal work on causes important to Trump. Jessica, you're next on the Immigration Answers show. Hello.
Hi there. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So thank you for letting me hopefully get some questions answered. My husband was previously married. He came to the States in like almost 10 years ago.
Okay.
That marriage ended, and the divorce was finalized in 2023. And he was on a green card, which then expired. There was an extension on that green card. We met in 2023 and we were married in 2024. And we had also our baby in 2024. And he had a lawyer who was like, who it seemed he was working on getting the green card like conditions removed. We had informed the lawyer that, that marriage had ended, that he was in a different marriage, but at the time we weren't advised to do anything different. They said that they were going to submit paperwork that they had. And then we were contacted last week, and the lawyer told us we needed to submit paperwork regarding the previous marriage or everything was going to be denied. And we had 3 days to do it. We let them know like there was nothing further we could provide for that previous marriage. And we were wondering why we only had 3 days to do so. And we had a talk with them on Monday, and basically they told us that everything's denied and that we need to reapply for a new green card under the new marriage. I'm unclear as to like, one, I don't think that things were handled correctly. I may not be correct, but I don't know. I guess I'm just wondering if like, we just do apply for a new green card with all of our new marriage information, and should we get new lawyers or do we need to? I just don't know.
I'm very sorry that you're going through this. I'm sure with a 1-year-old, this is extremely stressful.
Yeah.
So to be clear, how long was your spouse married to the first U.S. citizen?
2.5 years.
So yeah, that's not very long.
Yeah.
Was your spouse out of status when they married that former U.S. citizen?
I don't. I mean, I know he had a green card
When did he come to the United States?
in almost 10 years ago, and they were married, I think, in 2021 or 20. Yeah,
And do you know what kind of a visa he came to the United States when he came?
I'm not sure.
Do you know if it was like a visit, student visa?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I think I do have that paperwork somewhere, but I'm not sure.
So, do you know if he and his prior spouse filed the actual forms that need to be filed to remove the conditions on his 2-year green card?
That, yes, there was paperwork filed to remove the conditions. I do know that.
Okay. And do you know if your husband is currently in removal proceedings?
I have no idea.
Okay.
So that's like I did ask to get more information from the lawyers because my husband hasn't received anything directly from immigration since 2022.
Mhm.
The lawyers have had letters that, asked for additional paperwork.
Mhm.
But other than that, we haven't seen anything else. So I don't actually know what.
And also, just to make sure, you're 100% don't say the names or anything, but you're 100% sure that this is actually a law firm that handled the case.
It is a law firm that handled the case. Whether they handled it correctly, I am not confident in that.
And before you filed for your green card based on the marriage that he currently has, do you know if they ever did what's called a FOIA, a Freedom of Information Act request?
I don't think so.
Okay. So they sort of went into this blind, and then USCIS said, "Hey, there's no conditions removed on that prior green card, so therefore he can't adjust through Jessica."
We haven't even applied with our marriage at all yet.
Oh.
Yeah, that's where I was like, I feel like that should have. I don't really know anything about green cards until about a week ago. And so now I'm super stressed out about it. And yeah, we haven't applied for anything with our marriage.
I see. Okay. Well, I would say, Jessica, that it's probably a good juncture to change lawyers. I was just looking at this for another client on Sunday,
Mhm.
and it is true that if he had a conditional green card based on marriage to person A, and then he marries person B, he can't get a green card unless and until the conditions are removed on that case or he's put into removal. Now, your husband has an alien number, and there's a website called the EOIR Case Information System.
Okay. EOI case information.
Yeah,
system.
here.
Okay.
I'll put. Oh wait, hold on. I'll put it in the comments right now. You should start checking this every day. You put in his case number or his alien number and his country of origin, and you check to see if he has a deportation hearing coming up, because he might. With the denial of the conditional green card in August, Trump said anybody who gets a denial of any benefit gets sent to immigration court. So if he isn't in the system now, he might be soon.
Okay. Because that's what I wasn't clear on. I'm like, so what does a denial mean? And what that's what I was wondering is is he supposed to leave the country or what's happening? I'm really not clear on it.
Okay. So you don't have a copy of the 751 denial?
No, we do not.
And do you know, okay, so has this lawyer handled the 751 from when it was first filed, or did they take over?
No, they took it over. So because he had the green card, and it wasn't until I think I don't know if it got denied for an extension. And that's when he got this lawyer.
Yes.
And then that's when they started applying to remove conditions,
Okay.
from what I understand.
Okay. So here's what we'll do, Jessica. Send me an email. Put your full contact information in there. Say, this is Jessica. I was on the show on Wednesday with Gru, and I am the one with the husband with the denied 751. Hooli probably has your contact information. Hooli's got it. Okay, Jessica, I'm going to email you when the show's over.
Okay.
Because what we need to do is we need to start checking every day if he's been put into removal. Also, I can help you get your file from your attorney. Help your husband get his file from his attorney.
Yeah.
And we can get started on next steps, but we need to move very quickly because he could be in removal. I would say that generally, if he doesn't have any crimes and he came on a visa, that we should be able to keep him here and everything should ultimately be okay. But it's going to take a lot of work, and it's sort of effed up right now.
Yeah, that's what I was feeling. And I feel like, I mean, in preparation from what I heard from the lawyers last week about needing this stuff in like 3 days, I started kind of doing some stuff like, I mean, I got like, letters from friends and families. I have
About you?
Yeah, about our marriage.
That's great. So this is one of those classic situations, as you said, you have a 1-year-old where they're going to believe this marriage, but the whole fight's over the first.
Okay.
So the $1 million question is, how are things between your spouse and their ex?
Not good.
So if they came and knocked on the ex's door, what would the ex say about him?
I mean, I don't know. Like it wasn't. So she has some severe mental instability, and that is why he left her. It was.
Do we have proof?
I don't know. Yeah. So I know, like, that's why he left the marriage, and I know that was really hard for him. So but I know, like, her father made it. I know he's a citizen here, and he's in construction, and I know he made life hell for him and like getting him fired from like several jobs and stuff. So I don't think it's a good relationship.
So this is probably why they didn't have a lot of evidence in support of the 751 and why it got denied.
Yes, right, probably.
Okay. Well, we'll follow up and then we'll go from there. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Sorry, Jessica.
Yeah, I appreciate your help.
Right on. This is the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. I'm an immigration attorney practicing law throughout the United States out of our office in St. Louis, San Diego, Washington, D.C., and Chicago, Illinois. Over on TikTok, they're asking, what's the website to check for removal? So you can either call 1-800-898-7180, 1-800-898-7180, and put in the immigrant's alien number, or you can go to the automated case information system, which is at https://ACIS for automated case information system, acis.eoir.justice.gov. That's how you do that. And literally, we have lots of people who are checking that every day to see if someone that they care about got put into removal. All right. That was Jessica. This is Jack. Hello, Jack.
Hi, Jim.
What's up?
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm well.
First of all, I'm just calling to say thank you for everything that you've been doing. And I don't know how to thank you. Because I got my green card approved and I received my green card yesterday.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so I'm so happy. And so if you want, I can give you a little bit of my background, my case.
Please.
Yeah, I came here in 2022. And after 4 months, I find someone. I married a girl, but unfortunately, the girl was already married. So when I found out that she married, I went to the court and I filed for annulment. So thank God, within a year, I received my annulment. And prior to that, I find another girlfriend we were dating. And so after I received my annulment, we go ahead and get married. And yeah, so we filed our case in July 2025, in July. And within 2 months, we received a interview notice, and we went to the interview, and everything went well. Then I received my green card within 90 days, and
That's amazing.
they didn't even give me work authorization.
Yeah, that's been happening.
So yeah, so when I was doing the thing, I emailed your office to request marriage lease evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, they send it to me. So me and my wife work on that, and we put everything together. We submitted, and thank God we got approved. And she's so happy because she's from Illinois too. We are in Virginia, so she really likes you. And also, all my colleagues call me immigration officer because I will listen to you every day. So once they have some question, they be like, "Go to Jack. Go to Jack. He's the attorney. He's the immigration attorney." I'm like, no, just because I'm listening to Jim Hawkins, so I share your link, your YouTube channel with them. So everybody that listen to me, I'm encouraging them to continue to listen to this show because it's very helpful. It's educational. So I'm here to thank you for everything that you'll be doing for the community.
So great.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you, Jack.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Jack got his green card, everybody.
Yeah, yeah. For the first time, I made Jim dancing on the camera.
That's so great, Jack. I'm happy for you, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks for the
With your
call.
team, I say thank you for everybody. Yeah.
All
Bye.
right, buddy. Awesome. Love it.
Mhm.
Thanks.
Yep.
That was great. Probably should end the show with that happy news because we're probably just going to get sad news after that, but we are happy. Let's go to Blessed. Hello.
Well, go on, Jim. Big
How you
up.
doing? I'm good.
Okay, so I'm gonna go right away. I'm gonna go into this right away. I entered on December 3rd, 2023.
Okay.
I met my now spouse December 29, 2023. We got engaged March 31st, 2024. The legal marriage was May 4th, 2024. The ceremony was August 16th, 2024. I'm not sure if you're following, but the reason why I reached out to you today is because from that time I've been present in the United States. I have never left since I was admitted B1, B2 visa, tourist visa. The I-94 said I had an admission until June 1st, 2024. Since then, I never left the United States. I received two citations like a week, not a week, like 2 months ago, August the 29th, the end of August. I received two citations the same day from a park ranger. One was for littering, and the other citation was for hindering a park ranger. When he was giving me the citation, I didn't have any identification on me. The park is like 5 minutes away from where my wife live. I didn't have any identification on me, and I walked away because he didn't really want to hear what I was saying. It's not to justify. It's just I already got the citations, pled guilty to it. I paid the fines that were um, imposed. I just want to know how do I declare this on the I-485, and what should I expect?
You said ceremony in August. What do you mean ceremony? You mean interview?
No, the religious ceremony, the actual wedding where families are present, who is coming from Jamaica came and all of that.
I gotcha. Okay. So the question is, how do I handle these park ranger tickets on my interview?
Like I'm wondering how best to this how what's the best way to disclose something like this? And
So
what should I how should I expect them to like view this summary
are they done?
citations? Yeah, I paid in full everything.
So at your interview, they'll ask you, "Have you been arrested, cited, detained?" And you'll say yes. And I got these 2 citations since the filing of my case, and I've paid off both those fines. So I'd give them that, and also I want to tell you that I felt bad about that. So I also brought you some evidence of good moral character, and here's letters from people who know me, know I'm a good person, and think you should give me a green card.
Oh, okay, hold on. Let me make sure. So you give me the best. Um, I want to make sure I'm giving you the information correct. So
Yeah.
the citations, I got the letters on. I got the tickets on August 29th. Um, we have recently, about 3 weeks ago, started the process without legal representation
Oh, you haven't
because
filed yet. Oh, okay. Yeah. So then you'll say yes, and you'll mark yes to the questions. Have you ever been arrested, cited, or detained? And then you'll say there's a spot for it. You'll say, disregarding a park ranger and littering. And then you'll say fine paid, date of disposition, and then copies attached.
okay, is it is it like a ground for because how the park ranger he didn't really word it properly on the original citation. He refused the ID and ran, failed to stop after multiple times and stuff. USCIS won't make it a ground for inadmissibility or
Nah, it's not. It doesn't make you inadmissible. It might make you seem like less than a good person. So that's why I want you to bring evidence of good moral character. But it's not something they should be able to deny you for.
all right, and the evidence of good moral character that you um what are those?
Like, you should start volunteering somewhere, or you want to get people to write letters about Old Blessed and say, hey, he's a good dude. We think he volunteers here, or he helps out here, or he drives this old lady to church, whatever it is. And then you just want to bring some 2 or 3 notarized letters to show that you're a good person.
All right. I don't even know how I would be able to do that.
Well, you haven't even filed yet, so you got at least a year. So look up.
No, I sent. We started already. I literally
That's fine,
have.
but you're going to have an interview 6 or 3 or 4 months or 7 months from now. There's this great thing. It's called Google, and another great thing called ChatGPT. And what you do is you say, find volunteer opportunities for me around here, and then go to those places and volunteer. And then right before your interview, go to your boss where you volunteer and say, hey, you might not know this, but I've applied for a green card. Would you be willing to write a letter saying that I'm a good person and get it notarized? Or if you have friends who you've known for a long time who think you're a good person and who weren't there with you running away from the park ranger, those would be good people too.
Yeah, it's really crazy because believe it or not, I had no ID. My wife had to because the park is literally like 5 minutes from the house. My wife had to bring my passport on site for them to see that I didn't even have any ID on me.
Is it a federal park or a state park?
State park.
All right.
And
Well, good luck, Blessed. Thanks.
bless up.
Big ups to all the arties. Yeah, food bank volunteering would be a great, great place to do it. Red Cross is another. That's one I thought of. Ravis Sow. F2A to IR1. That sounds like a case I would like. What's up?
Assalamu alaikum, Jim. How are you doing?
Good, good.
First of all, thank you so much for everything you are doing, listening your show for quite some time. And I must say, this gray color suits you. The muffler and gray
Yeah,
really looks good.
I feel sort of British.
It looks good. Happy to see you on the Jack call. That was a good call. Definitely, you're doing a great job for every one of us.
Thanks.
Jim, been very patient. I came as a F1 student, got my green card through employment, everything smooth, got married, filed my case for spouse as an F2A. waited 3-4 years. Alhamdulillah, she has been scheduled for an interview next month.
Okay.
And by the time I was also eligible for naturalization, and luckily, I don't know, after this is patience, Allah's result. My interview for N400 is scheduled 1 week before her. And in my field office, there is no same day oath ceremony. That's, I know that.
Yeah.
So is there anything I'm supposed to do either on her case or on my case?
So is her final action date current?
Yes, her interview is scheduled 1 week after my interview.
Right, but is her final action date
Yes,
current?
yes, current.
It is?
It is.
Okay. Well, I think what I would do is I would tell the officer that, you know, you're going to go through the whole naturalization. They're going to give you the test. You're going to go over all the questions. Then they're going to tell you that you're approved. And then they're going to ask, you know, what's your marital status? And you'll say married. And then they'll say, what's the marital status of your spouse? And you'll say, well, actually, is she overseas or in the United States?
She's overseas. I have every document from NBC and I've make a copy for my interview.
Yeah. So then you just say, we talked before, right?
At that time, nothing was scheduled.
But you and I talked before, right?
Yes, yeah. We have.
I remember your voice. Okay. So, so this isn't a case where she's going to adjust in the same office where you're naturalizing. So you'll just say, when you become a citizen, you'll notify them that you're a citizen, and they should process the case a little bit faster.
No, so I think I'm not clear. My point is her interview is scheduled. So once I get my interview 1 week before, I'm not a US citizen till the time my oath ceremony, right?
So I would say if and when you become a citizen, you know, maybe they'll give her the visa before you become a citizen. We just don't know.
Yes. That's the most likely the case, because in my field office it takes 4 to 6 weeks after the interview for oath ceremony scheduling.
But you're assuming, brother, that she's going to get a visa on the same day of her interview.
No, I don't know. I will assume. That's my best hope. That's what I want, but let's see what happens.
All right, well, keep us posted. Let us know how that breaks out, okay?
So just to let her know before in the interview, mine, and she also tells to the officer that he's done with an interview, waiting for oath. That's it.
Yep.
Okay. Second thing, sir,
there's no kid or anything, right?
No.
Okay.
No. Second thing is I made a mistake, city of birth for her on DS-260. So I was making an errata sheet, but it's just a wrong city, and it was my mistake. I was typing it up, and I already submitted her proof of passport and stuff. It's the correct city is mentioned in that. It's just on my form. But that's a mistake is in DS-260 as well as in I-130. So it's one errata sheet. I mentioned this DS-260 and 130, same thing. Was two separate for I-130 and 260.
Oh, yeah. I don't think anybody's going to care. I would just have her ready to answer it.
Okay. Last, sir, is like our culture. Like I got nikah first and got all this documentation, all DQ and all that stuff. After that, we got our reception. So should I add those photos?
Sure.
And just let them know, I like that cat.
Me too.
Yeah. Should I just add those? And if it comes up, just mention that was a nikah, it was a reception. It was like 2 years ago after that.
Yeah, it's all good.
I appreciate it, sir. Thank you so much. That's a big help.
Good luck with your citizenship test. Do you want me to ask you a couple questions?
I can give it a try. I haven't. Yes, let's try it now.
How many U.S. senators are there?
100.
Who's the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court?
And yeah, I'm preparing the documents. I have to.
Always a hard one. That's John Roberts. Name one state that borders Canada.
New York.
We elect a member of the House of Representatives for how many years?
4.
If 2. President, remember, Representative 2, President 4, Senator 6.
Thank you, sir.
Yep. If the president and the vice president can't serve, who serves as president?
Chief Justice.
Speaker of the House. Go get studying. Do it in your car.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Bye, brother.
Thanks.
See you. Walaikum salam. Oh yeah, somebody on TikTok wanted that number for checking on your case. 1-800-898-7180. Our number at work is 314-961-8200. I like that guy. He's always very nice. Aza, hello, Aza.
Hello, hi.
Hi.
Yeah, we came USA 8 years ago, and we applied for asylum, and still pending asylum. Year ago, my elder son, he is 22 years, so he went through fighting with another guy in a gym, our community gym, and that time he called his brother. He is 21. Uh, when they went for one of the criminal hearing, uh, they charged them with the robbery and assault. And when they went for a preliminary hearing, the ICE detained both of them. One of them got a bond, and the other.
Junior, you call 314-961-8200 or email us info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. I don't know what's going on with the calls. Yep. That was weird. It's just getting interesting. It sounded like one person got bond and one didn't. H4, hello.
Hello, Jim. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Thank you for this show. I'm hoping one day I can be like you and help the immigrant community. But
That'd be
until
awesome.
then,
That'd be
I
awesome.
just have a couple of questions about the H-1B, the H-4, and in a denial that I had in the past. So I came on F-1, and I've been here since 2013, and from Nigeria. And I had one lapse. It was when my C was completed after I was applying for OPT. For some reason, the way they classified that degree, they just felt like even though it was after a professional degree, it didn't qualify for OPT. Anyway,
They being USCIS?
yes.
Okay.
So that was back in 2023. So I think I was going to go home, but then I was like, okay, let me try one more time because I had one degree that I wanted to do. And so I applied for, what's it called? The 539 for reinstatement. And I got it last year, November. And so, and I wanted to go home. I'd only been home in 2022 since 2013. So I went home again, 2024, after the reinstatement in November. And then I was like, okay, let me just try and renew my F1 because I think it had only till December 18 of 2024 left. So I finally got an interview and I was denied on the 214B. And for some reason, she didn't believe that I had funding. But then she was saying 214B shows that, you don't have intent to come back home, which yeah. Anyway, so I had 3 more days on my, I think, or a week on my visa. It hadn't been canceled. So I was like, okay, let me try it. I came through the port of entry and came through. Yeah, and I had 3 more days and I was fine. So now I'm trying to get on the H-1B. My question is, on the H-1B, I know we can do part-time H-1Bs and do concurrent. If I get an H-1B with, say, a university and it's like 8 hours or 5 hours I work, can I go home on that and still get a stamp? Or would it be better for me to have a full-time H-1B, so tack on another H-1B that's maybe full-time? Basically, just have to be full-time for me to get the stamp.
So you're talking about voluntarily leaving the United States to sit across from an embassy official who already concluded that you have immigrant intent and denied you a non-immigrant visa, and now you want to leave the United States and hopefully come back with a stamp for an H-1B through a university.
Correct.
So I think the first question is, Jim, what do you think are the chances of me actually getting a new visa in my passport? I would say 20%.
Okay, does that matter? Does that hinge on the fact that it's 8 hours? If it's 4 hours, if it's full-time, 40 hours, does that help?
That's the least of your problems, sister.
Really?
Your big problem is they think you're desperate to stay in the United States and will file any application to do so.
Interesting. So I'm getting married, so that's why I want to go
Ba-dum,
home.
ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. We buried the lead. Tell me about that.
Well, I think you're excited. It's someone who's Nigerian, so he's not a US citizen. I don't know if that matters, but basically, yeah, and that's where the H4 comes in. So, I'm just trying to see if, first of all, you poked a hole in the H1B, but say I get the H1B and then that gets stamped. My other question was going to be, the H4, would it matter? Well, I guess if I got stamped, then the H4 would be approved for my spouse. Would that?
Ha! Maybe. Where does he live?
He is also in Nigeria.
He's in Nigeria, and you're in Nigeria.
I'm not. I'm here in the US.
But that's where you got denied, was Nigeria.
Yes, correct.
So, listen. Okay, so first of all, I hereby disavow any claim that it was going to be 20% chance, because I thought we were talking about London. So now it's down to 10%. And if Buddy Boy wants to come on an H4, then they think the two of you are just setting up shop in the United States. So his chances are worse than yours to come.
Okay. Huh.
So let me tell you, if I'm you, what I'm thinking about more than anything. If I'm thinking about trying to stay in the United States for the foreseeable future on an H-1B, the question should be, Jim, should I file an I-539 change of status from my dying gasp of F1 status to H-1B through this university, and then stay in the United States and work here until I actually get a green card and not leave the United States till then? That's what the plan should be.
Really?
Dude, who's president?
I know.
Who's deciding whether or not people get to come back to the United States? Who's already been denied the opportunity to get another visa?
That's true.
This is la la land, dude. Even if you hadn't been refused a prior visa, I would tell you this is all crazy. You got to stay here. If you want to stay here, you have to stay here. It's a prison by visa, but it is a prison.
Goodness. Okay. Okay. All right then. I think that's all the question I had. I think because I was looking at the EB1A and I was like, it's gonna take a little bit. And then I don't know. I think right now it's gone up, the amount of people that are applying for it. So
and the approval rate's gone down.
Yeah, and the approval rate's gone down. And it's going to take me some time. There was also the EB2NIW. I watched your video on that, and I was like, I feel like I have a case. Jeez.
So I would stop trying to jump 3 steps down. I would focus on the next right thing, which is an H-1B.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Thanks for the call.
Thank you, Jim. Have a lovely day.
Thanks. So I'm Gru, and I am calling it a night. Thank you, Huli, for your help. Thanks, everybody. That was a lot of fun show. We'll be back tomorrow for episode. That'll be Thursday at 4 p.m. Thursday, because today's Wednesday, right? Tomorrow at 4 p.m. Is that what we're doing, Huli? Let's see. 4 p.m. I'll just make sure. 4 p.m. tomorrow from the Hacking Household. I will be here for you guys. Remember, we got 2 more days of texting out the start time for the show. So if you want to convert over to the email, text us back your full name and your email address, and we'll add you to the email list. Otherwise, you can still get text tomorrow and the next day. Huli just put the link in. If you want to get an email to get into the waiting room to ask me a question, that's how you do it. Everybody, thanks for watching. Mel says I went to the beginning of the video. Yeah, it's fun. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye, guys. I'm great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of invasion. I mean,